2025 was a great year for Souls fans. We got Elden Ring Nightrain along with its DLC, and while the expansion had some strong moments, I'll be honest, it wasn't amazing. In my opinion, it really lacked in a few key areas. Still, it gave us plenty to talk about, and now we've officially moved into 2026, which raises a big question. What can we expect next from Fromsfotware? Are we getting a brand new game, another Elden Ring DLC, more Nightrain content, or maybe something completely unexpected, especially with two major Nintendo Switch related projects rumored to be in development? Let's break everything down. First, let's talk about Elden Ring Nightrain. By early 2026, Nightrain has pretty much completed its life cycle. The DLC came out, players explored it, theories were discussed, and now things have gone quiet. That naturally leaves fans wondering, is this really the end, or is Fromsfotware hiding one more surprise? At this point, we're in that awkward phase where nothing is confirmed. No trailers, no teasers, no leaks we can fully trust. Just silence. Personally, I don't think we're getting a full new Nightrain DLC. If anything does happen, it'll likely be small scale updates, maybe one or two additional Shadow of the Erdtree style weapons, possibly a free content patch, or new Everdark style encounters like Holto, Dreglord, or similar challenge bosses. But again, this is all speculation. There's very little concrete information to go on right now. Do I want another Nightrain DLC? Absolutely. I think Nightrain still has massive potential. There are ideas, locations, and lore threads that could easily support another expansion. A darker, more experimental DLC could really elevate the game. But realistically, I don't think it's happening. Fromsfotware usually knows when to walk away from a project. Once they feel a game has said everything it needs to say, they move on, and they move on fast. And all signs point to the fact that Fromsfotware is done with Nightrain. What about a brand new Elden Ring DLC? Now this is where things get even more unlikely. I really don't think we'll ever get another major DLC for the original Elden Ring. The last expansion fully concluded the story of the lands between. It wrapped up the central themes, answered long-standing questions, and provided a definitive sense of closure. There's nothing left that needs to be explored. Sure, Fromsfotware could invent new lore, but that would feel forced. Elden Ring's story feels complete, and extending it further might actually hurt its legacy rather than enhance it. In short, the narrative is finished, the world has been fully realized, and the ending feels intentional, so no, I don't believe another traditional Elden Ring DLC is possible or even necessary. Talk about the Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, which is being developed for the Nintendo Switch 2. This version is essentially a port designed specifically for the new hardware, but it's not just a simple copy and paste job. With the Tarnished Edition, we're expected to see some new content, including 2 new skills, additional add-ons, and more customization options. The Tarnished Edition is currently planned for release in 2025, but there have been some technical challenges. During internal testing, the Nintendo Switch 2 reportedly struggled to handle the game properly. There were noticeable performance issues, including frame drops, lag, and even crashes in certain areas. Because of this, Fromsfotware and Nintendo are taking extra time to ensure the game is properly optimized. Rather than rushing out a broken version, they want to deliver the best possible experience, which is honestly the right decision. Now, while Elden Ring is being prepared for the Switch 2, Fromsfotware is also working on another project called Dustblood, which is also set to release on the Nintendo Switch 2, and this one is a console exclusive. And visually, the game looks absolutely stunning. The atmosphere, the tone, the art style, everything about it gives off strong Bloodborne vibes. Watching the trailer genuinely feels like watching a Bloodborne 2 reveal. Unfortunately, that's where the information ends. There have been no interviews, no gameplay breakdowns, and no developer commentary. Fromsfotware dropped the trailer and then nothing. Complete silence. And if you've watched my previous videos, you already know I'm not a huge fan of this approach, especially when it comes to platform exclusivity. If a game is this ambitious and visually impressive, why limit it to just one platform? Fromsfotware's games are loved worldwide, and locking a title like this behind a single console means a lot of fans simply won't get the chance to play it. I understand exclusivity deals from a business perspective, but from a player's point of view, it's always disappointing. Moving on, Fromsfotware is also reportedly working on a secret project, currently known by the codename FMC. If you didn't know, Fromsfotware often uses internal codenames for their upcoming titles, and I've explained this in detail in one of my previous videos, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. Now, we don't actually know what FMC stands for, but there's an interesting pattern here. Every Dark Souls game has internally started with the letter F. Because of that, many fans believe FMC could potentially be Dark Souls 4. Of course, this is pure speculation, but it's not completely baseless either. That said, FMC could also be a brand new IP, similar to Sekiro or Elden Ring, and honestly, Fromsfotware has proven time and time again that they excel at creating new worlds. Sekiro was a massive departure from Souls style gameplay, and it turned out to be incredible. Elden Ring, another new IP, went on to become one of the most celebrated games of all time. So, a completely new project wouldn't be surprising at all. Now, a lot of people are probably asking, what about Bloodborne 2? As much as I want it to happen, it's realistically not possible. Bloodborne is a Sony-owned IP, which means From Software doesn't have full control over it. Any sequel would require Sony's direct involvement, and at this point, there's no indication that it's happening. That said, the least Sony could do is release a 6 FPS patch or a proper remaster. At this stage, that doesn't feel like an unreasonable request at all. As for Sekiro 2, I personally don't think it needs a sequel. Sekiro told a complete, focused story, and its gameplay was built specifically around that experience. A sequel risks losing what made the original so special. So, when you look at everything together, From Software has multiple paths ahead of them. Whether it's a Dark Souls revival, a brand new IP, or something completely unexpected, one thing is certain: whatever they release next is going to be worth paying attention to. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think From Software's next game will be? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. We're very close to 500 subscribers, and your support really means a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.